first we'll get into this David stuff. So obviously the Celeste Rivas homicide, it's been months and months, no answers from the LAPD. Nothing. David hasn't even been named as a person of interest or a suspect. So we got some information finally yesterday from some law enforcement sources that told us that I guess David is officially being viewed as a suspect in the death.
There's no official paperwork or everything, but he is finally being viewed now.
Correct, which kind of explains why when the LAPD keeps putting out these statements, they're saying, they're not naming him as a suspect, yada, yada, yada. So but internally, the department who's investigating this is viewing him as a suspect. And essentially what they're also considering is that it is a homicide case. So they have been hesitant to say whether or not it's a homicide.
They've been so quiet on this case the entire time.
Because the medical examiner's toxicology haven't come back yet. Okay. And so obviously there could be, we don't know, but one of the theories that's been floated is that say she died of a drug overdose.
Yes.
Technically, that's not a homicide. The crime would have just been, illegal disposal of the body and chopping the body up. So they're still apparently waiting on the medical examiner toxicology to come back. But internally, they are viewing David as a suspect. The other revelation that I guess is part of this case that hasn't come out yet is that I guess in sometime in the spring of 2025, David took a late night trip to a remote area of Santa Barbara.
Yes.
So
and gone for hours,
and was staying there for several hours, and it was kind of weird. It's unclear. I'm assuming either they have his phone records, and that's how they tracked him, or the Tesla. So they might have gotten the Tesla records,
or even both ways.
And for whatever reason, the police are looking at this time as kind of an unusual time to go to Santa Barbara, and a possible big key to this case being this trip to Santa Barbara. So
there's been no photos of her, right, since September.
No,
2024?
So there's some photos of her and obviously him and David on live stream. Then we got the security footage from September 2024 from the liquor store of her leaving the neighborhood. There's a photo of them at a party from last year, but nothing from 2025, which is obviously really odd.
It's so weird.
The big thing in the beginning was that obviously he was on tour, right? And then when they found the Tesla and the body,
we were all like, what is happening? It has to be there has to be some link. How does a body end up in your Tesla and you're not aware of it? Yes, he probably has a lot of friends using the Tesla, but the whole story was just insane to me. But the family has to feel a little bit a relief that maybe this information come out, because that's their little girl that happened to, and it's there's been no answers, nothing about it.
Correct.
And it's just what has been happening with this case?
And no one has seen David since.
No.
You would think at the time that okay, he's on tour, so that's his alibi. But by them thinking that something happened in the spring of 2025, that would have been before tour.
Yes.
And who knows? The body was not to get too graphic, was very decomposed in the car. So the timeline of when she was actually killed was probably way before, obviously, they discovered the body, which again is why they're having so much trouble probably determining the cause of death.
Do we know when we're going to get the toxicology report?
It has to be within the next few weeks. I thought it would be out by now. Usually it takes in LA, it takes usually 2 months. But again, because it was decomposed, it might be a little trickier. I don't know if they're holding up releasing it because of the media frenzy around this story. I don't know.
This whole story is just so sad.
Right. We reached out to his reps yesterday, obviously. Never heard back. Harvey spoke to someone from the LAPD who says they don't think an arrest is imminent. But it is at least a big step forward that we're now finally after it seems so obvious, right?
It seems
clearly
so obvious.
He's a suspect of interest. It was his car.
By his house that his manager was renting out. It just seemed he had to be questioned or brought in. I don't know. It just seemed it was.
Allegedly, obviously, it seems like he was dating her. So it's that's obviously would be someone that would be suspected. But we finally were able to get people to tell us, yes, he is a suspect. So we'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
We'll see where this goes.